Welcome back to another episode of Vette Vue. I'm Kyle McFarland. We will be looking at a 1973 Corvette Top Coupe. This matching number Stingray has the optional L82 350 cubic inch engine and a 4-speed manual transmission. This Corvette was recently up for auction on eBay. It was bid up to $10,100, but the reserve was not met. There were only 4 bids from 3 bidders. The auction lasted for 7 days. There was an indication of some shill bidding. A buy it now price was offered at $27,995. From the description, it states the following: C3 Corvettes are always a hit, especially when equipped with the original numbers matching L82 engine and the original numbers matching 4-speed manual transmission, like this example. That's right. This 73 Vette still retains its original engine and transmission. Painted in the factory original color of yellow, code 952. This Corvette stands out in a crowd. This Stingray is sure to turn heads. With the rally wheels with white letter radial tires, a front spoiler, and a rear chrome bumper. The correct dark saddle interior, code 422, is in place, and gives a very rich look to complement the over-the-top sportiness of the yellow exterior. 1973 was the last year for the rear chrome bumper, and the first year for the polyurethane front bumper. In 1974, the chrome bumper went away, and both the front and rear bumpers were polyurethane. That makes this one-year Vette very collectible. 1973 had a lot of changes for the Corvette that made it nicer to drive than prior years. The changes included updated body mounts to eliminate road chatter, coolant overflow reservoir, additional sound deadening material in several locations, as well as a new hood with cold air induction. Also, 73 was the first year for radial tires on a Corvette. The rear storage area is slightly larger in a 73 Vette Coupe than in previous C3 models. This Corvette Stingray was built with speed in mind, as any options that would have added weight were left off. Just get in, roll down the windows, take off the T-tops, hit the road and bang through the gears. Now, let's turn it over to George Spankle for his commentary on originality.
Thanks, Kyle. This is a good-looking 1973 Corvette. The description states this is a matching number Stingray. I don't doubt that, but there are quite a few issues under the hood. Starting with the air cleaner. It's an aftermarket Moroso air cleaner, which defeats the function of the cold air induction, so that needs to be corrected. Next, underneath the air cleaner is a Holley carburetor. It should have a Rochester quadrajet, so that's another non-original item that needs to be replaced. Now, to complete the incorrect induction system, an Edelbrock intake manifold has been installed.
Now George, is this another case where having a high-rise intake and larger carburetor could cause problems due to the rest of the engine being mechanically mismatched?
Not so much this time, Kyle, because the L82 has more heavy-duty internal parts as compared to a base engine. For example, high-performance cylinder heads which had 2.02-inch intake and 1.6-inch exhaust valves. The L82 used a more performance-oriented camshaft, which was taken from the 1969 L46. The L82 also had a free-flow, dual-plane, cast-iron intake manifold and forged aluminum pistons. Also, all the L82s had a 4-bolt main 350 engine block, whereas the L48 base engine was a 2-bolt main block. So, in this case, the aftermarket induction system is more of a match to the original specs of the engine. However, it bypasses the cold air induction, which results in no appreciative improvement in power, especially if the engine is not adjusted properly with the add-on items. The engine is also missing all of its ignition shielding, and the smog pump system has been completely removed. Finally, turning to the interior, we see an incorrect aftermarket steering wheel that will need to be replaced too. That's about it, Kyle.
Okay. Thanks, George. Now let's go to the parts rack with Jamie Colavito. Jamie, what do you have for us this time?
Well, for starters, under the hood, this Stingray will need quite a few parts, starting with the correct dual-plane cast-iron intake manifold. Then, a Rochester 750 CFM quadrajet carburetor will also be needed. followed by an original 73 Corvette cold air induction air cleaner, such as this one. The distributor in this 73 Corvette is also incorrect, so an original points distributor with tack drive will be needed, or an aftermarket small cap AGI distributor with tack drive, like this. This 1973 Stingray is missing all of its original ignition shielding, so a complete set will be necessary to complete this restoration. Also, the L82 emblems are missing from both sides of the hood bulge, so 2 emblems will be needed to complete the restoration. A correct 1973 Corvette steering wheel will be needed to complete the interior restoration. Finally, a smog pump and associated parts are also needed, like this. I've included links in the description below for all the parts which I have shown. By clicking on the links, you can go directly to a reputable Corvette parts distributor. Now, let's turn it back over to you, Kyle.
Thanks again, Jamie. We will now discuss our thoughts about this 1973 L82 Corvette coupe. So George, what's your opinion on this one?
Well, Kyle, regarding the paint, it looks okay, but it's a sloppy job, as you can see right here. They even painted over the trim tag in the door jamb. It kinda reminds me of one of those Earl Scheib $99 paint jobs.
I'll paint any car any color for only $99.
The overspray can be cleaned up, but a pro shop may want to redo the entire paint job for a pretty penny.
Well, George, what about under the hood?
It's a mess under the hood. A lot of work is needed to get it back to original.
Okay, so what about the value for this 73 Vette? Do you think the buy it now price of $27,995 is reasonable?
Well, the price would be about right if the car was in top-notch condition, but with a messy paint job and a modified engine, missing parts, and a total mess under the hood, I don't see this Vette going for much more than $15,000 on a good day, in the current market condition.
Okay, George, I think we should wrap it up, right here. Well, once again, there you have it. Please subscribe to our channel for more analysis of Corvettes for sale. You can also contact us at vettevue@yahoo.com. Special thanks to George Spankel and Jamie Colovito for their contribution to this video. I'm Kyle McFarland for Vette Vue. Hope to see you next time.